What's today?
This is the tea for today. It's about to go down today.
Child, it was a whole mess on the internet yesterday, and I could not partake. Shout out to all the sports parents out there that, you at a basketball game, you at a track meet, whatever it is that your kid do. All right, that's what I was doing yesterday. I was doing my duty. I was sitting there in the stands, and I'm just looking at all of this go down, and it was pretty much like, shit, I wish I could get on the internet, but it really was nothing I could do. And so I decided to go ahead and put this little ditty together. When I saw Nicki and Meek fighting, all I could think about is one of them old grandmas, old uncles, turn them loose, let them fight. When you got the cousins out here fighting, turn them loose. Well, they was turned loose yesterday. People was letting them fight because they was going at it yesterday. All right. Now, it all stemmed from this picture right here that somebody put together. All right. As you know, that's Kenny and Nicki on the right. And Kenny is in this store window, looking like a mannequin, of course. And somebody said, no, man, they put Bull in Jimmy Jazz, and they was laughing. And as you can see, Meek Mill liked the picture. Now, that should have truly gone unnoticed. That shouldn't have been a thing. But I am certain that one of Nicki's fans, one of her barbs, more than likely sent it to her and got it set off. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about how they let these fans put the batteries in their backs and stuff like that. But we're going to get into that in a minute. So basically, Nicki saw this and she started going off. She put this on her Insta story. She put a clown face over his face, okay? And then she also said, you a clown. You do it for likes. Twitter fingers beat women, scared of men. Now, you have to remember that Kenny and Meek had been into it prior to that during the Grammy weekend, right? So they had kind of had an exchange. They kind of had words and all this other stuff. So there's already tension in the air because of it. But Nicki wasn't finished. She said, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Bad built face ass obsessed with the queen. And shit. Then it was on, y'all. Then it was on because she was just like, she became Twitter fingers as well. She calling him Twitter fingers, but she also became Twitter fingers because she continued. She said, nigga been tweeting about my man for a year now. Talking about he went to my page to see him, but he was blocked. My nigga, move on. I know you're bitch embarrassed. Shit at yourself in that store when you got pressed though. You beat your own sister and taped it. Spit on her and taped it. Kicked me in front of your mother and sent her to the hospital. Sucking Drake dick made you feel tough again. Move on. All right. And so Meek was like, I know this bitch didn't. Okay. Because then he decided he was going to get in on it. And he wasn't about to let her say all that shit about him. He said, you sad. You willing to crash your man because you losing now. And everybody in the industry know you a bad person. You knew your brother was raping that little girl. That's why I got away from you. The only way you can try to kill my career is say I beat women. Talk about your brother convicted of rape and you been knew and paid for his lawyer. Your little brother touched that little girl too. You know I know. You want me to crash with your boyfriend and I won't. Child, it was getting crazy. All right, they was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was crazy. Now, I probably had all the tweets in the wrong order. I don't know. But they was really definitely going at each other. She said, imagine talking about an alleged rape of a child that hurt someone who wasn't involved just so people can dislike me. You can never stand on your own. You won't tell the people the mother is on tape asking me for $20 million to make the charge go away, though. You was around. You know. See you soon. He said, I'm going to read from the bottom up. I can't believe y'all industry people let these people survive this long in the game, knowing they're really nasty people and have a nasty upbringing. Everybody really know what's going on. I'm powerful. I'm never scared to speak up. Go to church. Leave me alone. My girl is with me, pregnant, watching me tweet about my ex is very clownish. I'm an exit. So I guess he finally acknowledged that Milano is his girl and pregnant with his child, even though we all knew that, right? Ain't like we didn't know, but it's whatever. So yeah, they was going back and forth. And then, Meek had one more thing to say. He said, for clarification, I don't hit women and I won't let my interviews be filled with questions about her or any situation to do with her when I come out to do press for my new album. No devil's tricks. Child, it was a whole mess on the internet yesterday. Now let's talk about these tweets. First things first, I never liked when listen, if y'all broken up and Meek, you got Milano pregnant over here, you about to have your child. Nicki, you and Kenny are married, supposed to be living your life. Why do y'all give a damn what the other one say about the other one? I don't understand that. And this don't go for just celebrities. I don't know. If you have an ex and y'all don't fuck with each other, move on. Nothing, and I mean nothing, should bother you. So I'm going to get on both of their asses here. Nicki let some barb, and I'm certain of it at this point, gas her up and send her that. And instead of ignoring that, because that shouldn't have bothered her, who gives a shit if Meek Mill liked that tweet about her husband or liked the picture of her husband? Who cares? Who cares? She got in her feelings about it, and then she started going. Now listen, prior to this, Meek Mill had been poking. All right, so I don't want to put it all on her and act like he hadn't been poking. He had been poking and poking and poking. He making fun of her boyfriend. He made a song about it. It's just like they both been doing this childish high school shit for a minute. And it came to head a couple of weeks ago during the Grammy weekend when they saw each other in that store. Now they back at it. And I'm wondering, for two people that supposedly is over each other and don't want to have shit else to do with each other, they done moved on. They love their perspective or whatever there is. I'm sorry, not perspective. Respective partners. Why do y'all still put so much energy into one another? It's the craziest thing. I just don't understand it. It's so funny how the unbothered is bothered as hell. The unbothered is always usually the bothered ones. And they both very, very bothered. Now, another thing here I'm going to bring up about these tweets, something that was said in the tweets. When Nicki said alleged rape, that didn't sit right with me. Her brother was convicted of molesting a child, his stepdaughter. And alleged, it just didn't sit right with me because his semen was found in her pajamas. And I don't know how that's alleged. All right. Now, when I look at that, I think to myself, a lot of people are coming down on Nicki and hard on Nicki because she, in some way or another, is still supportive of her brother, even though he has been convicted of, and he is a pedophile. You can't really say any other way. But here's the thing, and I don't support that because me personally, I wouldn't have shit else to do with this dude. But let's not act like families don't support people who have done terrible things. Hell, my brother did a 29-year bid in jail for murder. Okay, and my mama still went out to visit her son every week. Okay, taking me in tow too. I was right there. All right, I ain't had no choice, but I'm just saying people support their family members, good, bad, or indifferent, all the time. Nicki's getting the slack for it because she's a public figure out here supporting a brother who did something very heinous. Now, I absolutely believe he did it. All right, he don't get no sympathy from me. But let's not act like, excuse me, let's not act like family members don't support bullshit. Like, let's not act like family members don't support their family members who are in jail for whatever it is they did. There's people out here right now about to go sit in a courtroom for somebody that's murdered a kid, somebody that's murdered an old lady, somebody that's murdered somebody that's done something. So I don't want to sit here and act like the unconditional love for her brother is something that we just never seen before. We see it all the time. Hell, matter of fact, some of y'all uncles is still coming to the cookouts and has touched on some of y'all. All right, I've been through that myself. Hell, my uncle who touched on me was still coming to the barbecues. My parents didn't know, of course, and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that we know that this shit happens all the time. So her little situation with her brother is not unusual. I don't think it was right for anybody to kind of attach that to her. He's the one that molested a child. She didn't. That is her brother. She is connected in that way. All right. So I didn't like that alleged shit. That just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. All right. But again, that's her brother. She can support him. I certainly wouldn't be supporting him, but she has the right to support her brother and love her brother. I mean, that's what we do. Unconditional love, good, bad, and indifferent. Now, that being said, I watched what Meek said in here saying, well, I knew, I knew, and your little brother was touching. And I'm just thinking to myself, Meek, if you knew all of that, what does that make you? If you knew that these things was happening and you just sat there and you didn't say nothing. I just think that's kind of funny. And that's why I don't like when people fall out with each other, they start spraying each other. Now, I know it's like No rules to that shit. When you get mad, you get in your bag, you start spraying each other. But I don't like that. All right. I just don't like that. All of a sudden, you mad enough with me now that you want to spray me and put all this stuff out there. But you was cool with it at some point or another if that was indeed true. You was cool with knowing that kind of information as long as we were together. And now that we into it, now you want to spray me with it. I don't like that. I don't like any of that. Both of them not looking good to me as far as I'm concerned. All right. And also, I have heard about this whole thing with the extortion and the lady trying to extort Nicki for $20 million, which means that the girl's mama ain't shit either. If you was willing to overlook the fact that this man was touching your child, if Nicki would have gave you $20 million, it would have all went away. Then you ain't shit either. All right. It's a whole not a lot of ain't shit going on right here. It really is. It really is. Now, Nicki and Meek. I just wish they'd go ahead and fuck. Like, just screw one last time and just get it out your systems, because you cannot convince me that these two people don't still have some emotional connection to one another. Now, I don't necessarily think they love each other. I don't. But they clearly hate each other. And what people don't seem to understand, hate is as strong of an emotion as love is. And the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. If they truly were over each other and had no emotional connection or ties to one another, what that person posted shouldn't have upset Nicki Minaj. She shouldn't have even been fazed by it. Matter of fact, I've been like, if y'all send me anything else, I'm blocking you, Barb or not. Meek out here making songs about Kenny, out here rapping and putting, subliminals and all this other stuff. He in his feelings too. So they're both in their feelings. So I'm saying, go ahead and get it over with and just go fuck one last time and get it out your systems, because I just don't understand why they still doing this. Like, y'all been broke up. Why are y'all still throwing jabs at one another if you over each other? Meek got a whole baby on the way with a woman that he barely claimed until yesterday. I mean, we've seen them together and everything, and I guess he called himself being all secretive about it, but he finally said something, right? He finally confirmed it, even though we knew. And Nicki Minaj, if Kenny is her soulmate and they happily married, then nothing, and I mean nothing Meek could say could ever get me in my feelings about it. Fuck him. Who cares what he says? Who gives a damn? I think I missed a tweet about Meek saying something about her bag is running low. I don't believe that. Nicki is worth an estimated, I think somebody said like $50-something million. I don't know. Don't quote me. And Meek is about 15 million. You're not going to tell me that this woman's bag is running low. I don't believe that. All right. But, people say a lot of stuff when they pissed off with one another, and they, like I said, I believe that they truly despise one another, and they do, I guess if you want to call it hate. But again, hate is an emotion. Hating is an emotion that is the opposite of love. So this person still gets you in your emotions. That means that there's some unresolved stuff that they both need to figure out. And both of their partners, Milano and Kenny, should be looking at them like, what's up? What's really going on? Because that really was unnecessary. Again, if you don't love somebody, you should be indifferent. I don't give a damn if you got 15 kids out there. I don't give a damn what you say about my man. You could make all the songs in the world about him, and I wouldn't give a damn. Because me and him, we solid, we good. Same thing with Meek Mill. There's nothing she could say. It's nothing. None of that should be bothersome to either one of them. They should be able to go on and do their thing, live their lives. But I'm telling you, I just think that they should go ahead and screw up one last time and get it over with. And like I said, I don't know, that whole alleged thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Now, Nicki did some kind of TED talk last night. She did some kind of thing last night. And she did admit that she takes accountability for getting in her feelings and not putting the phone down and going there with him when she shouldn't have. And it was good to see that, but it's what's been said has been said. All right. Y'all need to work on that, though. But anyway, I just want to share that with y'all. And I'm sure y'all saw it. I'm sure y'all got a lot of comments and thoughts about it. But I'm down to hear it. Let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next video.